Xavier Norman, and I'm here to
What are you going to do?
introduce introduce Bill Norman.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ready?
Okay.
And again, ready? That was very good, you did really good. Right, ready? And again, one more time, and...
Action. Hi, I'm Xavier Norman, and I'm introducing Bill Norman.
Do you mean interviewing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm interviewing Bill Norman.
Right. And why is that?
Because I'm answering some questions.
You're going to give me some questions. But why are you here? Where should you be? Are you not at school? Why are you at school?
Because I've broken up.
And I've got to look after you today. So you've decided you want to interview me, don't you? Okay. All right, go on then. First question.
So, Phil, what age were you when you first started training?
Training. Okay. When I first started training then, I was 16. So how old are you now?
6.
6. So I didn't start for another 10 years. And then I left school. We didn't have any money at the time, so I could do it. So I had to wait till I had to leave school, and then I could get a job, and then I started straight away. I always wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it until I left school. Got a job. Whereas you, who trained you?
Jake Clark.
Yeah, it's Jake Clark, and he picks you up from school and takes you for training, doesn't he? Yeah. Go on then, next question. Let's you ask me.
Bill Norman.
Right.
How do you do the jab?
How do I do the jab?
Yeah.
Really well.
Yours then.
No, you have to watch my training pack because then it's not there. Right. Have you got any other questions?
How do you do the front kick?
They're not even, you're just making stuff up now. They're not even written down there, are they? I do the front kick really well, as well.
How did you train Ghost?
I train Ghost. Okay, so Ghost, what does Ghost to you? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Well,
Is it like when you're fighting a ghost?
like you're trying to fight someone and you can't hit them. Yes, it's exactly like that. So you're learning how to be a ghost. So when you try and fight someone, instead of them standing in front of you, you can hit them quite easily. Yeah, you're not there, so you go try and hit them, and they're not there. It's almost like you're trying to fight a ghost.
How old was Jake Clark when you started training with him?
Okay, I mean this interview's about me, but okay, let's talk about Jake. So Jake was 10 when he started, and he was in my kids' class. You know, you go to my little junior class. He used to do the same class you did, and then he stayed and trained, and then he did his black belt with Trevor. Do you know Trevor? Trevor Anders? Who's he?
Isn't he a famous boxer?
He's a professional boxer, and he's also a world champion kickboxer, and he was my training partner for many years. And Trevor would always take the black belts for their gradings, and so he graded Jake for his black belt. And after that, Jake said, "What are we going to do now?" And I said, "Well, I've got this system which I've been working on called Ghost." Ghost. And so I started training him in that. And so he was 15 at the time, and then he's been training. He's nearly 6 years now, so he's nearly 21, isn't he? So yeah, he's been training a long time. He just goes to, he started training it with me. I started helping him train. What? What's next? question.
Interesting.
Sorry?
Interesting.
Right.
How old was Jake when he started boxing, not kickboxing?
He's only, yeah, so he's just started because, okay, we're talking about Jake again. Okay, so he started, we put him into boxing a couple of years ago because Jake's a diabetic. Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he has a problem with his sugars. And so he can't control them. So he's just been diagnosed as a type 1 diabetes. And so because of that, we took out the kicking because we didn't want him to hurt his legs. And we thought it'd be a good idea for him to go into boxing. So we started boxing a couple of years ago. And he's had, you went to sort of box, didn't you? And how did you do?
Good.
Yeah, pretty good, huh? And do you know how many fights he's had now in boxing? He's had 10 fights. And how many times has he won?
He's lost 1 and he's won 9.
He's won 10. Oh, he's won 10. He's 10 fights and 10 wins. Yeah. Next question. Not about Jake. About me.
How old was XC when we started?
So,
Not me, big.
big Xavier, not you, my other fighter. Okay, so we're not talking about Jake. We're not talking about me, we're talking about Xavier. Okay. How old was Xavier when he started?
Yeah.
Xavier, he was at the same college I used to teach at. So he left college at about 18, 19, yeah, something like that, about 18, 19. And then he came and trained with me. And he used to do you know what he did at college? Do you know what kind of fighting he used to do before he trained with me? No? He used to do rugby.
Mm.
Do you know what rugby is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he used to train in rugby, and then that was all he did, and then he came to train with me, and I taught him to wrestle for a few years, and then I taught him how to do ghost after that, and he went and trained with Jake, and them two, they train together all the time now, and they're my top ghosters.
What age were you when you finished all your wrestling matches?
When I finished fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was 40. When I had my last fight when I was 40, and that was when you were in Mummy's tummy, and I decided that was.
You mean a man?
I mean the fact that my wife. Yeah, you're. Yes, okay, Mr. Professional Interviewer, Amanda's tummy. Yes. So yeah, I had my last fight then. And do you know what happened? I broke my hand, and I broke my foot, and I still won the fight. But I had to go to work the next day, and I had my hand in a sling, and I was on a walking stick. And I was at work, and do you know what job I used to do? I was a college teacher. And so I was in school, like this, I was walking down the corridor down there, and then the principal, the boss, would go and say, "What's happened to you?" And I went, "Yeah, I was in a car crash." And then the students would come up, and they knew, and they'd go, "Oh, did you win?" I was like, shh. So I couldn't really fight after that anymore, because I kept breaking stuff. And I was done. And you popped along, and you took up all my time. And so it's time to train you. Any other questions? You're done? You finished? Good interview. Is that your first one? Give me a 5. Nice one. Excellent. So you've got to finish off, you've got to say, okay, that's the end of the interview.
Okay, that was some interesting information at the end of the interview and finish.
Okay. finished. Good job. Well done.